is my new home build Q&A. We're sharing how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, the square feet, what room are we most excited about, how custom is this home build, who are we building with, and why, and so many more. This is gonna shock a lot of you, but we are actually building model number. We will be having Christmas in the new house. Hello everyone, what's up, and welcome back to my channel. Today is my new home build Q&A. I'm spilling all the tea on our new house, which model we chose from our Battle of the Model Homes video, who we're building with, why we're building with them, is it a custom home, semi-custom, are we gonna live in an HOA neighborhood or on a big plot of land, are we gonna be close to our neighbors, are we gonna be close to where we live now, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what am I most excited about, all the rooms and all of the things, and I'm so excited to finally share all of this information with you guys. It's been so fun making these videos already, and we're just at the very beginning of the process. They haven't even broken ground on our house yet, so this is just gonna be such a fun time, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys. But we have so much to cover. I'm gonna be answering all of those questions and so many more, so let's go ahead and jump into my new home build Q&A. Jumping right in, we need to talk about which model we chose. In case you missed it, I did a Battle of the Model Homes video where I walked both models we were considering building, the only two models we were really considering when building our home, and I walked through them and kind of told you what I liked about them, what I didn't like about them, and then I had you guys guess in the comments, and it's so interesting reading all of your guys' responses of why you think we chose one house over the other. But I'm so excited to officially tell you that we are building model number 1, and I feel like that's going to shock so many of you. I read every single comment. So many of you guys were like, your face lit up in model 2. Model 2 is so much more grand. You know, model 2 is better as a forever home because you can grow into it more, like when your kids move out, and you know, kids are only home for a season, and it's so much more beautiful, and you've always talked about wanting a 2-story living room. All of those things are true. I can't deny to you that all of those things are true. I was always wanting model number 1, and then we walked model number 2, and that was Brian's top picks. We really had to sit down and like talk about each and every aspect and square foot of every single model to decide which one was better for us. Model number 2 is about 300 to 400 square feet bigger than model number 1, but when we would sit down and like look at the floor plans, I just couldn't find where those square feet were. Like the spaces were just larger. Like the primary bedroom was absolutely massive. In the second one you had like that gathering room, which would have been so great for my filming. The bathroom was huge and it was amazing and spectacular, but I just couldn't see us growing into that house super long term. Of course, like once the kids move out, like that house would be absolutely amazing. It'd be too big, honestly, for just the two of us, but I can't even really think about that right now. We have a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old, and I'm not really thinking about, you know, 18, 20, 25 years from now when all of our kids move out, what are we going to do with that house? Like I'm thinking far ahead, but I'm really trying to prioritize like what our family needs. So when we would sit down and really compare the floor plans side by side, number 1 just made so much more sense for us and for our family. And I did see a lot of comments too that were like, I feel like you're going to go with option 1 because option 2 looks like really expensive. And it's so funny because option 1, like, you know, there's base prices and then things that you can add on to the house, like structural upgrades. With all the structural upgrades that we added on to the house, the first house, option 1, it's actually more expensive than option 2. So we did take a lot of these structural options that I did talk about in my video, like the built-in kitchen, the downstairs bathroom, we turned it into a walk-in shower. We're adding the extra bathroom upstairs in the kids' rooms. We are screening in the lanai. We are adding the pocket sliding glass door. We are screening in the or walling in the office. So we're pretty much taking like every single option. I think we did take every single option except for the primary bathroom. We left it as it is because we didn't fully love either of the options. So we decided that we could just do a super shower later in a way that we would prefer. But yeah, we decided to go with option 1, which we are so excited about. It is 3,900 square feet. It does have 5 but could have 6 bedrooms if you turn the loft into a bedroom. It has a downstairs playroom, an upstairs loft. It has all the bedrooms upstairs besides for the guest suite, which is exactly what we wanted. I know a lot of people love having the primary suite on the first floor and then all the kids' bedrooms upstairs. I just don't prefer that. Like, we have really small kids. I am in their bedrooms pretty much every single night. Like, well, I'm with Conan a lot, of course, because he's you know, still an infant, and he's still in our bedroom, so that's kind of a moot point. But like, Bryn is 2. She is a great sleeper. She sleeps through the night, but occasionally she needs things in the middle of the night, and I like being super close in case she needs anything. I just never really loved the idea of like being on a different floor than my kids, and that's what really was like the straw that broke the camel's back with the second model. Was there was just no way for us to get all of our kids upstairs. We knew that if we did want to have 4 or 5 kids like we've always planned, that some of our kids would have to move downstairs way earlier than we would ever be comfortable with. And also too, it wasn't an option to wall in the dining room to make it an office, so that's something we would have to do after the fact. And that is like really the big reason why we did not choose number 2. I just felt like, similar to our house now, it just feels like there's like too much dead space, like space that we can't really use super functionally without having to put a lot of money into it. So ultimately, that is why we went with house number 1 over house number 2. I just think it's more functional for our family, and I can just see us growing into it for a really long time. And is it our forever house? I could see it being our forever house, but also I could see us downsizing when our kids are all like way older. But I do think that it is our forever house, and I could just see us forever in the first model more than the second model, even though I've always dreamed of having a 2-story living room. But that 2-story living room, you just lose a lot of really precious square footage. Also, a lot of sound echoes in a 2-story living room type house. And I just know how much Bryn screams and how loud our house is going to be with all of the kids we hope to have. We also want to be the house where kids come and hang out and they play at our house. Like, we want to be that house where kids want to come and play and feel super welcome, and there's spaces for them. And we just saw that so much more in house number 1. So we're so excited. We went with house number 1. And I know that I couldn't like fully show you what our house is actually going to be like. Like, you couldn't see that downstairs playroom like you could in model 2, because we're building like a different version. Like, there's the model 1 and then the version 2. We are building the version 2, and they don't have models of that. So I wasn't able to show it to you. I think if you guys could have like seen that room, maybe that would have helped some people who just thought model 2 was way better. Don't get me wrong, they're both absolutely amazing. Would have been so happy in either of them, but I just felt like I could just see us growing so much more in model 1. So the house we are building is 3,900 square feet. It has 5, could be 6 or 7 bedrooms in the future. If we add on, you know, turning the office into a bedroom, we could turn the loft into a bedroom. It also has 4.5 bathrooms. We have 1.5 baths downstairs and 2 full baths, or 3 full baths upstairs. Yeah, 3 full baths upstairs, 1.5 full baths downstairs. So plenty of bathrooms, plenty of bedrooms, and we are just so excited. A lot of you guys wanted to know who we are building with, and if you couldn't tell from the announcing our new home build, we are building with Pulte Homes. I am so excited. We looked at every single builder, you guys, like literally every single builder. I was constantly on Google, constantly looking at what neighborhoods were coming, what was going to be coming soon. We have been planning this for so long, like years and years we have been planning this, and just keeping track of what neighborhoods are coming, you know, who's developing where, because we knew that we wanted to stay really close to where we live now. That was another question. Are we leaving Orlando? No, we are definitely not leaving Orlando. And are we moving farther from Disney or far from where we live now? And the answer to that is also no. We are less than 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe max, if you got caught at a couple red lights, from where we live now to where we will be building. And we could not be more excited. This neighborhood literally just popped up at the exact perfect time. Like, when we were ready, this neighborhood was going to start selling, and we were able to be actually the very first buyers in this brand new neighborhood. So we were the very, very first people to buy a house in our new neighborhood, which is really cool. We are super excited to be building with Pulte. We literally walked models for every single builder. Like I said, we looked at every single builder, every single neighborhood. We walked every single model that we were interested in, and we went with Pulte because they, for a few reasons, honestly, because one, they had really good options for models, like bigger models. I feel like a lot of home builders just like aren't building really big homes anymore. I feel like that has a lot to do with, one, the economy. It's extremely expensive. And 2, people just aren't having these big families that they used to have. So they don't need to build houses with 4, 5, 6 plus bedrooms. They just don't. So a lot of builders just don't offer floor plans with that many bedrooms. Or if you want that many bedrooms, you have to lose like the office. You have to turn that into a bedroom. So then you don't have an office or a playroom. And we just wanted a house that had a lot of rooms because we want to have a lot of kids. So that was one of the big reasons we went with Pulte. The other one was their finishes in their models are spectacular. You can see the design quality. They offer a ton of like customizations. This is a semi-custom home build, so we're not like picking out of a million different floor plans or like designing our own floor plan. We got to pick from the different floor plans that they're offering in our neighborhood. Different neighborhoods offer different floor plans, and then we got to make changes to the floor plan to fit our family. So it's a semi-custom home plan. Like I said, we took basically every single structural option that they had for the house. And of course, those all cost money and that all gets added onto the base. But they do also offer a lot of like design things that you can't do from other builders. Like in the design center, you're able to customize a lot more design wise to make your home feel that much more custom. Like if you remember in the home tours, I showed you like the built-in kitchen that had the built-in range, the like cabinet range. I love that look. A lot of people or builders, when you do the built-in kitchens, it's just like a stainless steel range, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just much prefer like that cabinet range. So when I saw that, I was like, ooh, I really like that. I also like how you can do a two-tone kitchen, so you can do a different colored island to your base cabinets. Like you can do 2 different colored cabinets in your kitchen. I thought that was really fun. You get to customize all the bathrooms. You don't just choose one cabinet and one counter and that goes in your whole house. We get to choose what we have in every single bathroom to really customize it. So for instance, Brynn going to have her own bathroom, and we're super excited to be able to do like a fun colorful tile, like maybe a pink tile in her shower. That would be super cute. And we want to be able to customize the bathrooms to the different areas of the home. And that was something that Pulte offered, which we really, really loved. Like their finishes that they offer, the design choices, the floor plans, the prices, the locations of the neighborhoods, the amenities in the neighborhood. We toured so many different Pulte neighborhoods. We honestly looked in every single neighborhood for every single builder and kept coming back to Pulte neighborhoods. So we had chosen Pulte long before we chose our neighborhood. Our neighborhood just happened to come available at the same time that we were ready, but we were choosing between 4 different Pulte neighborhoods to build in until we decided to go with the one that we are building in. I'm really excited as well because I am actually working with Pulte to document our new home build. Now, don't go crazy and think that like we're getting a free house or anything. We are not getting a free house. We're not getting a discounted house. It is nothing like that. So I don't want anyone to think like, oh, she's only building with them because she's working with them. No. Let's not get it twisted. We decided to build with them long before the opportunity to work with them to like show you how this whole process works ever came to be. So we decided on Pulte before Pulte decided on me. So I don't want you guys to think that like we're just building with them because I'm going to be working with them to go through this process with you. Not at all. Want to be completely transparent about that. We chose Pulte before Pulte chose me. So I'm super excited to work with them. I'm going to be doing like, you know, a design center video and structural home updates, like things that people wouldn't normally be able to show you. I'm really excited that I get to document this whole process for anybody who has ever wanted to build a home. It's such an overwhelming process. There's a lot that goes into it. So I'm really excited that I'm going to be able to take you into these places and show you these meetings and these things that people don't normally get to show you and don't normally talk about when building a new home. So super excited that I'm actually going to be working with Pulte to like document this whole process. It's seriously like pinch me, like it's a pinch me moment. It's crazy. Next question is, why did we decide to build versus purchasing a resale home? Many reasons for this as well. One being, we really loved the idea of being able to like customize everything to what we wanted. We did look at resale homes. We've been in the home buying process for probably like 6 months to a year. We walked some resale homes. I just didn't share that process with you guys. But we did walk some resale homes. There was one that we really, really loved in our current neighborhood that we live in now. And we could totally see ourselves living in that house, but it would be not a gut job. It was a beautiful house, but there just would have been a lot of things that over time we would have wanted to change. And knowing that we already have 2 small kids and hope to have 2 or 3 more, we just did not want to live in a construction zone in our house, like eventually ripping out the kitchen and changing the floors and putting walls and walling things in. In a resale home, we would just, you know, have to also pay on top of the home price money to make it how we actually want it. It was going to be probably impossible to find. It was going to be actually impossible to find a house that had everything we absolutely wanted, and that is why we decided to build over buying. We got to choose our lot of land, so exactly where our house is in the neighborhood, and then we also get to like choose the floor plan and make changes to the floor plan, and then choose all of the finishes inside of the home and get it exactly how we wanted it to be. I feel like that's a very, very big misconception, and maybe this is just here in Florida, and not everywhere, but in Florida where I live, it basically costs the exact same amount of money to buy a resale home as it does to build a home. So like the resale homes that we were walking were the same size, if not even smaller, for more money than what we are paying to build our dream home. Now, of course, you have to understand we did pay for the structural options. We are going to be paying when we go to the design center. So it does end up like equaling out, but it costs basically the same amount of money to build a house that's already built or buy a house that's already built versus building our like semi-custom dream home. To me and Brian, it kind of felt like a no-brainer. He was more on the resale route until we started kind of like looking at what was out there, what it was going to cost, and then starting to like walk models, and we both got really excited about the building process. But that is why we are choosing to build over buying a resale. Where we live, it basically costs the exact same thing, and it's just a no-brainer to be able to actually build what we want. We have the time. We're in our rental until our home is done, and it just made more sense for us personally and our family to build. So now let's talk about what our must-haves were for building or just for a house in general. So when looking for a house, we definitely had must-haves. I will say, or like forever, a must-have non-negotiable for me was a 2-story living room, and a lot of you guys know that, which is why so many of you are guessing that we chose model number 2. And I love a 2-story living room. Love, 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 don't get me wrong, but you just lose really precious square footage when you don't have, like, when you have a 2-story living room and don't have something built over that area. A lot of times in a lot of homes, you lose the loft space. That was another big reason why we didn't go with model number 2. We did have a downstairs playroom, but we wouldn't have an upstairs loft, and that's just really valuable square footage with kids that I feel like we want. So that is, you know, something that was a non-negotiable for us. So originally a 2-story living room, but that got nixed off the list. But must-haves when we let go of that were a gourmet kitchen. We wanted a downstairs playroom, a closed-in office. We also wanted an upstairs loft, so 2 play areas, 1 downstairs, 1 upstairs. We also wanted a guest room, a guest suite downstairs, and the rest of the bedrooms upstairs. We needed at least 5 bedrooms, and I think that's it. I think that is a big lanai was also one that we really wanted, but it wasn't like a must-have. It was something that we were looking for, though. So at least 5 bedrooms, 5, 6 plus bedrooms, guest suite downstairs, all the bedrooms besides for the guest suite upstairs, gourmet kitchen, 2 play areas, a downstairs playroom, and a walled-in office, and no dining room. I did not want a formal dining room, and I feel like a lot of my audience is a little bit older than I am, like an older generation, and so a lot of you guys are like, no, you need a dining room. But I'm sorry, I hate dining rooms. I hate formal dining rooms. We've never used ours. In the future, we do have rooms that we could transform back into a formal dining room if, like, in the future when our kids are married and we still live there, if we want a formal dining room, we have it. But we have a beautiful eat-in kitchen that has room for a great sized table, and we just didn't want a dining room. I just don't want, like, a room that I just look at and decorate. It's pretty, but it's not functional, and with how many kids we already have and how many kids we hope to have, I just wanted function, function, function. I also wanted aesthetic, but I was valuing function over that. So those are the must-haves that we had when looking for our new house. The next thing a lot of you guys wanted to know are we building on a piece of land, or are we building within like a subdivision like we live now? I always will get comments when I do like videos decorating the outside of my house. Sometimes there'll be people who are like, I could never live that close to my neighbors, and I totally get it. I mean, I don't know though, because I grew up in Massachusetts where it's not like subdivisions, like it's not cookie cutter at all where I grew up. It's very like, I don't know, like it's right outside of the city, and I'm like 7 minutes outside of Boston, and I mean, every house is a little bit different, but they're still like pretty close together. And I feel like everywhere that I've been, like the houses are pretty close together unless you're in like a very rural area, and there definitely are those areas in Orlando and all over the country, but we are building in a subdivision, which is going to be very similar to the neighborhood that we live in now, and we absolutely love it. Another thing that we were looking for, like subdivision wise, was we wanted to build in a really big neighborhood. We live in a big neighborhood now. Our neighborhood that we live in has like 650 houses, which we love. There's great community like amenities like the pools and the playgrounds. There's a gym in our current neighborhood, and we wanted all of that in our new neighborhood. Our new neighborhood has close to 1,000 houses that's going to be in it when it's all done. It's going to have brand new schools built into the neighborhood, amazing pool, a gym. There's going to be sports courts like pickleball, tennis, cornhole, volleyball, tons of playgrounds, green spaces, a large dog park, a small dog park, like, and I just love like when I leave my house that I can walk in like so many different directions and like go on a walk with my family. Like we just love to go on walks every single day, and I just felt like if we lived in a really small neighborhood or like a super rural area, we wouldn't be able to do that as easily. Like it would just kind of feel like Groundhog's Day and would feel very like mundane to walk in like a super small neighborhood. So we were also looking for like neighborhood size. We wanted a super big neighborhood, and we're so happy that we got that in our new neighborhood. So yes, we will be close to our neighbors. We actually won't have neighbors on one side of us. We have like a greenway area that is next to us on one side, and then we'll have neighbors on the other. But we put the swing of our house where our garage is on the side where our other neighbors are, so it actually gives us even more room from this neighbor on this side, which is really cool. So it's gonna feel like we have a good amount of space on each side, and we picked that lot specifically for that reason. The next question I got a ton of was, what style home are we building? So actually on the outside, it is going to be a modern farmhouse style, which we are so excited about. It was a big upgrade to do that elevation. That's what they call it on like the new build homes. There's like different elevations that you can choose from. There's always one that's like free and included in the house. You don't have to change the elevation of your home. But then they'll have like modern styles, Mediterranean styles, farmhouse styles that you can choose for the outside. You can choose to add stone or add no stone. You also get to choose like the color scheme and what paint color you want it. And we are just going with, you know, the basic modern farmhouse, and we couldn't be more excited about it. And we also, like I said, we're the first people to choose our home, so we got first pick of like what colors we wanted to do, what elevation, because they do have these things in new build neighborhoods called like monotony rules, where you can't have the exact same house next to you. Like you can't build the same elevation or the same model or the same color. They don't want it to be the same house like all next to each other. So we got to have the first pick of what elevation and what color. Our house is going to be alabaster on the outside with a black shingle roof, which is exactly what we wanted. We got to pick absolutely everything. So we're just gonna have our dream white farmhouse. I feel like maybe that won't be too shocking if you've seen the houses that I've put as the thumbnail pictures. Those are all like very reminiscent of what we wanted the outside of our house to look like, and we're just so pumped that we actually are like making that dream a reality. A lot of you guys wanted to know how much input we have in the design of the home. We have a ton of input. Like I already talked about, there were a ton of structural options that you could do to the house to kind of change things around. We took almost all of them. And then for the inside, we get to choose basically absolutely everything. We get to choose the floors for all the different rooms. We get to choose all the counters, the cabinets. We get to choose the handles and the cabinet fronts, like what we want the doors to look like. We get to choose what style of like doors we want, how tall we want all of our doors to be. Like if you want 6-foot doors or 8-foot doors, and what style you want the doors to be. You get to choose your baseboards and how thick you want them to be. You get to choose your paint colors. You get to choose all the tiles in all of the showers. You get to choose what you want your banisters to look like. You get to choose your carpet. You get to choose so many things. Like we have so much input. I'm so overwhelmed. We are actually going to the design center in like a week and a half, and I will be bringing you guys along in the design center process. So I'll be doing a whole video on the design center. You guys will get to see like what a lot of the options are. Sorry for the angle change and the abrupt cutoff. My camera got too hot and it died. What was I talking about? Let me go back to my list. I don't know what I think I was talking about like how much we could customize the house. Anyways, I was rambling on. We can customize the house a lot. Moving on to what room am I the most excited about? I'm definitely the most excited about the kitchen. We are putting a lot of money into the kitchen. We are taking a ton of upgrades. We're doing the built-in kitchen. We are doing upper cabinets, like the stacked uppers. That's a non-negotiable for me. I really want glass uppers so I can put on my little tchotchkes. So we are doing that upgrade. We are also adding the second oven, just because when we think about like cooking for the holidays, in a couple years. Even like now, like we host a lot of holidays. We do Friendsgiving every year. We just love hosting and having people at our house. We have a play date at our house every single weekend. And I just think about like if we're cooking the turkey or like the ham or whatever for different holidays, where is everything else supposed to cook? So we are definitely going to be adding the second oven. We're probably going to do very upgraded counters, very upgraded cabinets. We're going to do a two-tone, and I'm just super excited about all of the things that we want to do in the kitchen. I think it's going to look absolutely beautiful. I know everybody wants to know like what color are the cabinets going to be. Just look on Pinterest for like basic girl 2025 kitchen, and that is what I want. I want like creamy or cream or beige cabinets or off-white. I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't know exactly what options they're all going to have. And then I want a two-tone, so I want to do something different for the island, and probably like brass hardware and all of those things. So that's definitely the room I'm most excited about. We're putting a lot of money into the kitchen. I just feel like it is the heart of our home. It's such a showpiece in that home, in any home. And so we're going to be putting a lot of money into the kitchen. I'm really excited about it. I'm also really excited for the kids' playroom. We are doing the playroom makeover. So we're going to be turning our dining room into a playroom. And I'm excited because a lot of the stuff or everything I chose for the playroom in our current house will go to the playroom in the new house. And I'm excited to do something super fun, like really fun wallpaper in the new house in the playroom. I'm excited for the kids' rooms. I have no idea what we're going to do for those yet. I mean, Bryn will be old enough where she'll probably want to have some input, so that's really fun. I'm excited for the living room, the office. We're just going to move all of the office stuff from this house into the new house. But I'm super excited for the playroom. I'm super excited for the kitchen. And I'm really excited for the living room as well. So we're going to be walling in that office if you saw the model home #1. And at the end of the wall, we're going to do a giant built-in. So that's going to get built hopefully before we move in. Like right after we close, we want them to start doing the built-in. It's not something that we can do in the design center, but we know we want a big built-in on that wall. So like with shelves, like decorative shelves and functional storage underneath, room for my tchotchkes. More room for my little decorative tchotchkes. So I'm super excited about that. That is one thing I'm really excited about in the new house. And those are the areas that we are the most excited about. I know Brian's really excited for the playroom, really excited for the kitchen. The loft is also going to be really fun. And we're just both so excited for the whole house. I also forgot to answer if we're going to have a pool. I had that on my list and I completely forgot to answer it. So we are not building a pool. Definitely not right away. I could see us doing it down the road, like in 10 years. But having a pool in our backyard with really small kids just makes me super nervous. And I just don't think it's something that we need right away. Brian, when I say I mean me and Brian. Brian and I, we've made all these decisions together. We don't want a pool right away. We just really want to enjoy our nice big backyard, see what kind of square footage we have back there, what we can do with it, and maybe down the road we will build a pool. But there's an amazing resort style pool in our neighborhood, and I feel like we're close enough where we could just walk to that. So we are not planning to build a pool in the new house. So many people want to know, when will it be done? I saved this question for like last, basically, because they say like our projected is August. I don't think so. I kind of hope not. I'm hoping, they say 6 to 8 months. So that would be anywhere like August through October. I'm hoping, like crossing my fingers, that it's September. That would be like the best birthday gift ever. Oh my gosh, that would be the best birthday gift ever for me. My birthday's in September, and it'd just be perfect timing to like get in, kind of get settled before we start like decorating for all the different holidays. Like I would love to decorate for fall and Christmas in the new house. But also it could take until like December. Like I have no idea how long it's actually going to take. There are construction delays. We're going to be building in the height of hurricane season, or moving in the height of hurricane season. So that could like delay things. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. They say August. If I had to guess, I would say September or October. But either way, we are not in a huge rush. We want them to take their time, build it great, build it perfect, and move in when it's ready. But yeah, so exciting that we will be having Christmas in the new house. And then the last question I'm going to answer is, a few people asked, will I be doing like packing, moving type videos? And definitely yes. I'm actually starting a decluttering series probably in the next like few weeks, where I go through every single room in our house and just like completely go through every cabinet, every nook, every cranny, and declutter. We're actually having a like neighborhood garage sale sometime in the next like month, and I want to like just have a ton of stuff to sell at the garage sale. I just want to declutter everything that we don't want to take to the new house. I am preparing for this move months and months and months before it happens. I'm going to start taking stuff off the walls, filling in holes, repainting, so that when we actually go to move, we don't have like a ton or a million and one things on our plate that need to get done at our current home. So I will be like starting packing really, really early. I'll probably start packing in like June or July, but I'm going to start decluttering before that to try to make the move as easy as possible. We're definitely going to hire movers. We have 2 small kids. We have a lot of really heavy furniture, and I'm just not trying to do all of that with 2 small kids. It's just going to be like nearly impossible. We don't have any family that lives in Florida, so we don't have like a ton of people that can like come and help. And also it's just a huge undertaking, so we'll definitely be hiring movers. But yeah, I will absolutely be doing like packing and moving videos. You're going to be seeing construction updates, design center video, like walking the house before the walls go up. Several construction updates like as the process goes along, like a final home walkthrough, move-in videos, and I'm just so excited for absolutely all of it. Thank you guys so much. I'm so excited to bring you along on this journey. I hope you guys are excited too. I am literally just so elated and jazzed that like this is our reality and like we're doing this. Like how is this real life? Like literally still in so much shock that this is like actually happening. It won't feel real until they like break, sorry, I made it all blurry. It's not going to feel real until they like break ground on our house, and I don't even think it's going to feel real until we're like living there, and even after that it's not going to feel real. Like I'm going to just wait for someone to come and tell me that like we have to move out of like this beautiful house. So it just doesn't even feel real, and I'm so thankful to you guys for like watching and supporting me and my family. And this has just been such a big dream of ours for so long, and I just can't believe it's actually happening. I know I've already said all that, but we're just so excited. We're building model number 1, baby. Woo! So excited. It's going to be so awesome, so functional, so beautiful, and I'm so excited. And I'm so excited to take you guys along on the process. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. I don't want you guys to miss any of our construction videos, so be sure that you hit that notification bell and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any of this process that I'm like really excited to share with you guys. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Did I already say that? I don't even know. I'm not drinking coffee anymore. My son made me like allergic to coffee, so that stinks. But anyways, I love you guys all so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!